for you guys tonight, man. Hit that like button.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling this evening? How is everybody doing this evening? Everybody okay? Let me just say a shout out to all you guys in the chat already. Il Ray, Tito, what up? Our president, the president of all President Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan, how are you going, man? Yo, chat, say hello to my wife there, Island Girl. Say hello to Island Girl, man. That's the wifey there, man. What up, B Big Money? B Big Money, what up? How you guys going? I'm Professor Strong, man. The only professor we need in these here parts. Let me say shout out to Aura Enchanted. Aura Enchanted. What up, man? Anonymous Boss. What up, what up, what up? Anonymous Boss. Mr. Kima. Mr. Kima. Address this guy with respect. Mr. Kima, how you doing, man? How you and your family going? Hope everybody is doing all right. CC. What up? What up, CC? Hope you and the family is doing okay. K, who's that? K, is it K-Rock? K-Rock, what up? Welcome, man. Hit that like button for me there. Phoenix Freestar. That's a space name there, man. That's a space. Mickey, what up? Mickey the Night. Guys, a wonderful show we have for you guys today. I mean, there's a lot that happened this week. There's a lot that happened last week. And what happened last week really transitioned into this week, because we would have seen Microsoft financial updates, and it was very stellar, especially when it is you look at Xbox. Microsoft strategy is working, and the PlayStation community and some of the naysayers in the gaming industry, they don't like it. Microsoft is really turning the industry on its head. Basically, exactly what Phil Spencer said would happen exactly did happen. But we'll talk about that as the show is beginning. Tonight, what we'll do, we have a couple of reports, a couple of rumors again, and we would also react to some videos as well. So the first thing I want to do, guys, is react to our favorite crackhead.
You need $18 to cut your power back on now.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest. Be honest.
You gonna say no?
Be honest.
No, I'm not. What you want it for?
What you want?
Really?
That hard stuff.
That hard stuff.
What hard
stuff? You don't need to though.
I love it.
Woman, you don't need that stuff.
What you love?
You don't need to go buy nothing but something to eat, okay?
Okay.
All right? That's $20. Don't go buy no crack.
Come on, Dreamcast guys, stop it. What are you doing, man? So we are going to talk about our favorite method, Dreamcast guy. And now he is saying something very interesting. They have a new way to cope when it comes to games coming over to to the Xbox. There's a new way for PlayStation fans to cope with PlayStation games coming over to the Xbox. And Dreamcast guy is basically leading the pack when it comes to that. So let's look at Dreamcast guy and let's listen to what he has to say now when it comes to games leaving PlayStation and coming to the Xbox. Listen to what he's saying here. And tell me if this guy is right in his head.
There's been a lot of talk about the value of exclusives and whether it is that since Xbox went third party, is that why
Let me just remind you, Dreamcast guy, it's not only Xbox went third party, it is also PlayStation that is going third party or went third party. I mean, I know right now your eyes are a little wild, but take it easy. If it is you're saying it, say it also for PlayStation.
Xbox is dead. Now, I'm going to talk about this today because there's
Hey, what up, Chad? Chad, what up? What up?
been a lot of discussion about whether we're going to see the good PlayStation games going to Xbox. Because at this point,
so right now, the new cap, guys, is that Dreamcast guy is saying that the good PlayStation games won't be coming to Xbox. So PlayStation now has good PlayStation games and bad PlayStation games. And guess what? Sony is only porting the bad PlayStation games over to Xbox. Guys, are you hearing what Dreamcast guy and these ponies are saying? This is crazy. This is what they are now doing. This is their new coping mechanism. Listen.
we do know that live service games that are being made or funded by Sony are going to Xbox to some degree.
So, using Dreamcast guy's logic, Helldivers 2, this is a bad Xbox. This is a bad PlayStation game. Helldivers 2 is not good. So, Dreamcast guy would have made a video saying that Helldivers is the best game ever. Helldivers is better than Halo. All these are things that Dreamcast guys would have promoted on his channel. Now he's saying that only the bad PlayStation games is going over to Xbox, but the good ones, they ain't coming.
Helldivers, expansions for Destiny and stuff, those are going to Xbox.
What up, Dark Hunter? Yeah, that's exactly what a Dreamcast guy is saying. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and support your boy. Throw something in the chat. I'll read it out. I'll put your super chat up on the screen.
Already have release dates and stuff, right? But now people are basically saying, are we ever going to see the good stuff?
What good? Is Dreamcast guy talking about games or is he talking about crack? What good stuff are you talking about, Dreamcast guy? What is the good stuff? Remember, Dreamcast guy, you are talking to your YouTube audience. This is not the corner, man. This is not your dealer, Dreamcast guy. He said he wanted to see the good stuff. Listen to him. Listen to what he's saying here.
Right. But now people are basically saying, are we ever going to see the good stuff?
You can imagine Dreamcast guy around the corner and he's talking to his dealer and he says, when are you going to bring out the good stuff? This is our sickness, man. This is our sickness.
Spider-Man, Uncharted collection. Are we going to actually see the games that sell PlayStations make that jump? Well,
you see, this is what Dreamcast guy don't understand, right? And later on we'll talk more about it. Let me pause Dreamcast guy here for a bit. And let me ask the chat something. In hindsight, was Phil Spencer wrong? In hindsight, was Phil Spencer wrong? Because a lot of persons crucified Phil Spencer for making a statement. You all remember that statement? Let me see if I can play it here for you. So let's put Dreamcast guy on a pause and let's bring up this old clip of Phil Spencer, right? Let's see if we can bring up this old clip here of Uncle Phil, right? Notice what Phil Spencer is saying here, right? So let's bring up this clip.
Solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people.
Listen to
But
this.
it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace
Why
and the
doesn't
top
one
two
pause it?
players are as strong as they are.
So let me just say, guys, for those who just came in, we're going to see if what Phil Spencer said was wrong. You remember the statement he made that sent shockwaves throughout the gaming industry? Persons who would have played first-party games all their lives said Phil Spencer is dead wrong. Phil Spencer don't know what he's talking about. He talks too much. He should have never said that, remember? Remember, guys? And the ponies were laughing at this clip. I mean, I believe J-Dub took this clip, put it on his Twitter, and he had like 5 million on this clip alone. Listen to what Phil Spencer is saying. Tell me if it is what he's saying is incorrect. Listen.
Console has to feel like they have a great experience and they're a first-class citizen. They've invested a ton in our platform. But we are not in a position, and I see it out there. I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true.
No, Phil Spencer said that if it is you just build great games, you know what? Let me play it in its entirety.
The worst generation,
listen.
That if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation.
So you guys heard that? Phil Spencer said there is no world where Starfield is 11 out of 10 and people start selling their PlayStation 5. The question I have for the chat, was Phil Spencer wrong in hindsight to say this statement? Was Phil Spencer wrong when he said, if it is you just build great games, persons will leave PlayStation, sell their PlayStation, and come to Xbox and buy an Xbox? Is that statement true now, as you see everything happening and unfolding today? Let me just say that if it is you say Phil Spencer was wrong here, you are incorrect. Phil Spencer was absolutely right. Of course, no doubt he would have been driven by data. That is why he could have made that statement. But there is no world where persons who are staunch PlayStation fans will leave PlayStation just and buy an Xbox just to play one game. And there are a lot of families out there who don't have the money to afford two consoles, even if they want to play a good game on another platform, right? And what proves what Phil Spencer is saying is true is exactly what Forza is doing. You guys know what Forza is doing. You guys know exactly what Forza is doing. Forza right now is currently destroying the PlayStation platform, beating every PlayStation game in its path. That is exactly what Forza is doing right now on PlayStation. Let me bring up the chart so you guys could see the chart. Currently, Forza is destroying any game on the PlayStation platform. Look at this. Number 1, Forza Horizon. Let me ask the chat this. Do you think that the 3 million persons that bought Forza Horizon on the PlayStation 5 would have sold their PlayStation and buy it on the Xbox? Do you think that would have happened? The answer is no. The answer is no. The data is showing that there are a lot of gamers on the PlayStation 5 who wants to play Xbox games. This is what the data is showing. The data is helping us to see that there are a lot of persons who don't want to play on Xbox, would play Xbox games. So when Phil Spencer made that statement 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, he was not incorrect. Instead, Phil Spencer is meeting where the players are. which is how it name, which is PlayStation or the Switch or PC. That is just the facts of the matter. Yeah. So I mean, the data is helping us to see that there's a lot of PlayStation gamers who love Xbox games. So much so that there's a lot of commentary about Xbox games going on PlayStation and how a lot of people is playing Xbox games on PlayStation. So look at this. Look at this commentary here. At this here. Look at this commentary here. As we look at what they are saying currently about PlayStation or Xbox games dominating PlayStation platform. Listen to him here.
The other day, where we looked at his account over on Blue Sky, because he's an industry analyst. He works with Circana LLC and does a lot of industry analysis. And I want to show you a little something in this because it is really interesting. Hazardor Gaming clipped this over on X, which I appreciate because I don't have a Blue Sky. I have no idea what's going on over there. But he clipped this and showed it. Matt said, pulling together our huge Q2 games market dynamics report, which includes this chart, which I'm about to show you, among, frankly, too many others. And it just kind of stared at this one for a bit.
So even Matt Piscatella was staring at the data. When Matt saw all of this data, Matt was shocked to see how Xbox games was dominating PlayStation. Even that is what he said. Pulling together our huge Q2 games market dynamics report, which includes this chart among frankly too many others, and just kind of stared at this one for a bit.
Wild times in the console market these days. Imagine showing this list to someone in 2015. What is this list that he's mentioning? It is a list of the top 10 best-selling games on PlayStation platforms, physical and full digital from digital data sharing publishers with the Digital Leader panel, ranked in dollar sales, reporting from April 6th through July 5th. And of the top 10 sellers on all of PlayStation for Q2, an entire quarter, 6 of them are published by Microsoft, which is crazy. We have Forza Horizon 5 in the number 1 spot. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, number 2 spot. MLB The Show, that's Sony officially. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Microsoft. Doom the Dark Ages, Microsoft. Indiana Jones, Microsoft. Minecraft, Microsoft. AC Shadows, which in the previous quarter was number 3 behind.
So McDonald's told Burger King to come into our store and sell their Big Macs. And it just so happened that the Big Macs are more popular at McDonald's than the McSandwich. You could beat that. A Big Mac is selling more in McDonald's than the McSandwich. And are you telling me ponies aren't seeing this being a problem? Ponies aren't seeing that the Big Mac is selling more in McDonald's is a problem for McDonald's? Get out of here.
I think it was Call of Duty and Monster Hunter. I think it was behind, or MLB and Monster Hunter. That's what it was. Dude, Monster Hunter has fallen off the list completely, but MLB The Show was number 2 last quarter, and AC Shadows was number 3. So Monster Hunter was.
Let me just say what's up to So Hazard. What up, So Hazard? Avgator. What up, Avgator? Phoenix Freestar. Dolomite. What up? Why so serious, ponies? Why so serious? It's just fun and games. What up, guys? Hit the like button.
Number 1, but yeah, it's completely fallen off the list now. AC Shadows still in number 8 from Ubisoft, of course, and then GTA 5, because of course it is, still on top 10 sales list.
This is an absolute domination by Xbox games. We have Matt Pescatella. He's in disbelief. We have this well-known YouTuber. He's in disbelief. A lot of persons are commenting now. So in hindsight, Phil Spencer was right.
What, 12 years after the fact? It's still on the list. And WWE 2K25 is number 10. I think he's right. If you showed this list to somebody back at the end of the last generation, I think they would have called you a damned liar.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would have believed you, because it is just.
But a lot of persons don't realize that Microsoft, Xbox, and PlayStation, they have a lot of analysts working for them that is data driven, and they are collecting and gathering data, and they make their decisions based on these data. And based on what the data is saying is when they put a game like Helldivers 2 onto Xbox, it would sell, right? Don't you think Spider-Man would sell more than a cool million on a Microsoft platform? Don't you think that something like Horizon or God of War would sell a cool million on Xbox? Of course it will. Data is what is leading these decisions, not just whims or what a fanboy is saying or what a fanboy believes. Data is driving it.
Frankly insane that they are literally the majority of the top 10 sales list.
Yeah, not even Death Stranding is on this list. And Death Stranding is a brand new game. Death Stranding is an exclusive. These guys have said it's a AAA game. I mean, Kojima don't hit the Decima engine. I could see the hairs falling off of his eyebrows. I mean, what's going on here?
On PlayStation. And PlayStation currently only has one game in that list, MLB The Show. Now, of course, PlayStation's production strategy has been very, very different from Microsoft. And, you know, Microsoft has spent a lot of money to get to where they are right now. I mean, like Doom and Indiana Jones, those two games alone, and Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So I guess these three games are all tied to the ZeniMax purchase. ZeniMax, which owns
Indiana Jones, Doom, Call of Duty, all of these games are destroying the platform, destroying PlayStation. And these guys who for years who would have said Xbox can't build great games, Xbox games are no good. How do they look now? Stupid. They look stupid.
Bethesda Softworks and BGS and id and all of those. But these three games are tied to a $7.5 billion acquisition. So
let me correct myself. Not all data is correct. Because for the PlayStation, their data would have told them that Concord was going to be the biggest thing since Star Wars. So PlayStation data at one point in time told them that Concord was the biggest thing, the hottest thing since sliced bread. But we know what happened. We know what happened to Concord. It died. Concord died. It died in about 2 weeks. It was dead. It went down in the hole. These ponies didn't know what hit them when Concord died. Not all data is correct, because they thought Concord would have been a huge hit. It died faster than a horsefly. Hey, yo.
that, you know, there's a cost to getting on this list for sure by having those. Of course, like Call of Duty is tied to the acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, which
now, if you were a corporation and you saw that your games, your older games are doing is doing so well, now we could arguably say that Doom was always going to come to PlayStation if Microsoft did not acquire Bethesda, right? Forza would have never showed up. Elder Scroll would have showed up. That also belongs to Bethesda. Indiana Jones might not have shown up if it is no, I think Disney won their game to do as best as possible. But we could say for a fact that Forza being a 4-year-old game and none of these ponies came to Xbox to play it shows that Phil Spencer was right.
Is a $70 billion acquisition. So it's not like they just popped up here casually. I mean, they spent a lot of money to get these IP and get these games. But still, the cross-platform strategy is without a doubt generating a lot of revenue. A lot of people thought that Microsoft would bring these games to PlayStation, sell a few copies, but they kind of, the faulty premise.
Everyone thought that Microsoft would not have sold as many units as what they are doing currently. They thought ponies would not have supported it, but at the end of the day, the PlayStation platform is ran by the casuals, and a lot of casuals want to play games like Forza. They want to play games like Elder Scrolls. All of these games, they don't care about the console war. They don't care about fanboyism. These casuals just want to play great games.
For years was that if you have your games exclusive to your console, anybody who's interested in those games will move over to your console and buy a console. If you want what would be an example, Spider-Man game, you buy a PlayStation. If you see a really cool Doom game that's exclusive to Xbox, you'll go and buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been borne out in the data.
No, that is not what is borne out by the data. Things are too expensive. Families cannot afford 2 consoles in this generation. They are too expensive. Right? They are too expensive for them to afford 2 consoles. So for the most part, persons have 1 console per household, or 1 type of console per household. Yeah? So these guys, Microsoft is smart. They are coming to the consumer in order to grow their market. Microsoft is not waiting for these console gamers to come to Xbox. They are going to meet the consumer.
Seems to be much more clearly the case is that people are attached to the platforms they like because they use that platform and they like it. They like it. So they're entrenched at this point because they've been using a PlayStation for years and years and years. And spoiler alert, not everybody has hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to buy an additional console and new games on that platform. Like they'll just wait until the game comes to their platform. There were lots of people who were interested in like Forza on PlayStation, demonstrably, who weren't buying Xboxes, but were still interested in the IP. And we're just waiting for it to pop over. And when it popped,
these ponies always wanted these Xbox games. They always wanted it. It was all cap. All of these years saying that Xbox don't have good games, Xbox have no games, all of it was cap. This proves it.
Up, they bought it. Same with Doom, Indiana Jones, all these other ones. And so Microsoft's strategy has been to go and meet the players where they're at, which is not on Xbox hardware. It's definitely not.
No, that's a slight dig on Xbox there. You do. Careful. Now, Xbox would have already reached their player base. No person who wanted to play or buy Forza on Xbox, they're not buying it again because they have it in Game Pass. If they wanted it and they truly liked it, they would have bought it. So Microsoft would have reached their player count when it comes to Forza on Xbox. So in order to grow that, that particular game, they had to extend the game to other platforms, and it makes sense. So seeing that Microsoft is having so much success with this new strategy, do you guys think they are going to go back to the old strategy of keeping games or the majority of their games exclusive? No. Yes, Xbox gamers might get it first, like how we are getting Grounded 2 first, like how we are getting that new game from, is it Tim Sweeney? We are getting that new game from Tim Sweeney. I think his name is Lighthouse. All of those games are coming first on Xbox, but it makes sense that after it reach the player cap on Xbox, it go over to other platforms to give the game more life, to increase the amount of players the game have, and so forth. So this strategy is working for Xbox. Let's be honest, the only person who is disadvantaged by this is no one, because at the end of the day, Xbox gamer get to play it first, Xbox gamer get to play it on Game Pass.
And
or if they choose to buy, they can buy it as well.
it seems to be working decently well. Because even if they're selling 1 million copies on PlayStation or 2 million, I mean, I think they sold multiple millions of Oblivion alone. That's still generating hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue that would otherwise be sitting on the table unclaimed. Because if they kept it exclusive to Xbox, it's pretty clearly not generating.
What's up, Fancy Action now? Making all that Dush Legacy IP is pure gravy. Yeah, you're right.
Console sales. It's not generating new Game Pass signups. So if PlayStation gamers aren't interested in Game Pass or the console, okay. Are you interested in the $70 version of the game? Yes. Here you
Oh, the ponies are interested in the $70 version of the game. You forget that they buy games. They didn't buy Astrobot and droves,
go.
but they buy games.
That seems to be a decent way of doing it that is clearly going quite well.
Yes, it is.
Really seems to be. So I think this is something that, of course, Sony is also well aware of because they have all of this data.
There is no way Sony's not paying attention to their platform being dominated now. If there's a pony in the chat who believe that Sony is ignoring Microsoft dominating the PlayStation platform, you have to be smoking Johnny Walker. You have to be. Sony is not just sitting down seeing Microsoft making all this money on their platform, utilizing their gamers, and not say something.
From their in-game shops as well. This is not lost on them. And they were just over the weekend, in the news and people talking about it because they're hiring somebody that's going to handle multi-platform strategy for PlayStation as well. And I think it's, without a doubt, this is where everybody's going. It does.
That is why they are hiring this new guy for the multi-platform strategy. These guys saying that it was an existing job, they're just lying to themselves. It's a coping mechanism. This is a new strategy for Sony. Putting games on Nintendo, putting games on Xbox. This is not something that Sony did in the past. Sony's outright publishing games for Nintendo, outright publishing games for Xbox. That never happened. They always did it through some third party, some wrong developer. They always was very gray. Sony didn't even used to mention Xbox. But now Sony have no problem mentioning Xbox in their official words. Sony have no problem putting games on Nintendo and Xbox.
Doesn't mean that they're going to bring, PlayStation's going to bring their games day one to every platform. But
well, I'll tell you something. Even if Sony don't decide to bring their first-party games like God of War or Horizon onto Xbox, Xbox fans are going to get it anyway. With the new console that is coming, it is the entire slate that would be coming via PC. Via the PC launcher, via Steam, Xbox gamers would be getting all of PlayStation games. And these guys just don't want to admit it.
But I think now we're just at the point where the console war has been over for a while. People know what consoles they like. They know the platforms they like. If you're a PC gamer, you're a PC gamer. If you're a PlayStation gamer, you're a PlayStation gamer. If you're an Xbox gamer, you're an Xbox gamer. People know what they like, and they're entrenched there.
Yeah. There's nothing Sony could put out there for some Xbox guys to go over to Sony. There's nothing Xbox could put out there for some Sony guy to put aside their PlayStation to come and buy an Xbox. It just won't happen. So, because of that, this strategy makes the most sense.
There's not going to be a lot of wiggle room. It's not 2005. It's not 2006 anymore. People aren't debating whether to get a 360 or...
And this is it. The PlayStation community don't want to come to the terms that really and truly, PlayStation they want money. They want more money. The money that PlayStation is making currently is not enough. Sony wants the most money they can get.
I'm not looking for friends in this thing, people. I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking for money.
PlayStation 3, they're pretty well entrenched where they want to be. And as a result, you just got to bring the games to wherever they're at.
Yeah.
and people will buy them.
I remember when persons criticized Phil Spencer for that statement. I remember when Phil Spencer said it's not just about building great games would make persons come across. I remember that. I stood here. That was an entire week where everyone was saying, fire Phil Spencer, fire how would name Matt Booty, fire them. I remember that. Now in hindsight, when Phil Spencer made that statement, he was absolutely correct. He was absolutely. So really and truly, some of these industry veterans, some of these journalists, they owe the Xbox team an apology. They owe the Xbox team an apology because they said that this was a stupid take. Phil Spencer didn't know what he was talking. I mean, this was the argument back then. But it just happened to be true. So, guys, we took a good break from our friend there, Dreamcast guy. Let's get back to Dreamcast guy and let's listen to his argument as to why it is PlayStation games are coming over to Xbox. If you are now tuning in, Dreamcast guy has a new argument. He has a reason as to why Sony is porting their games over to Xbox. He is saying that Xbox is not getting the good PlayStation games. They are getting the bad PlayStation games.
New leak came out from Nate the Hate. Now, Nate the Hate, obviously, extremely good track record. He's leaked all sorts of stuff about PlayStation games, Xbox games, and done a lot of crazy leaks about Nintendo Directs and stuff.
What up, Sosuke Aizen? What up? Welcome, man. Did I miss anybody who just came in? Silk Slayer. What up, man? Chad. Duran. What up?
And essentially he said, I don't think the actually great stuff that sells systems are going to make the leap. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this is that I think this is a very dynamic situation. I don't actually think that...
So the good PlayStation games that sell PlayStation is not coming to Xbox. This is what Dreamcast guy is saying. This is the pony's new argument. What up, Silver Fox? Hit the like button there for me, guys. Let's see if we can get the likes up to 50 likes.
Currently, things are set in stone. Like, let's talk about Xbox. Originally, the Xbox, it was just a tiny experiment. Okay, we're only going to have games on the Xbox console. Okay, we'll have stuff on Game Pass. And then after a bit, they said, all right, games will come to Xbox and to PC day and date. After a while, though, now they said, all right, let's put 4 games onto PlayStation 5. And they sold like crazy. Now
Well, I mean, the 4 games that came to PlayStation, Dreamcast guys, stop lying. All of those 4 games did not sell like crazy. These ponies didn't buy Pentiment. What are you talking about? They sold like crazy. These guys barely bought Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStation. I think the number was a couple 100,000. The PlayStation fans bought Hi-Fi Rush. It didn't sell like crazy. I think the only games that sold a good bit on PlayStation was Sea of Thieves and maybe Grounded. Maybe, I don't think so much Grounded, but Sea of Thieves did sell crazy on PlayStation. It wasn't all the games.
game is coming to PlayStation 5. Even brand new stuff. Think about Doom the Dark Ages was a big...
Doom was always a multiplayer game. So these ponies using Doom as Xbox is porting their games over to everything makes no sense. Doom has traditionally been a multi-platform game.
Expensive, ambitious project. And where does it sell most? On the PlayStation 5.
The reason why it sells most on the PlayStation 5 is because PlayStation gamers have no option. The only thing PlayStation gamers, they have to do this. It's not to say they could get it anywhere else. There is no other option for PlayStation gamers to play Doom than to do this.
Thank you.
You're making us pay for water, you son of a...
They have to pay for everything, yes.
You're making us pay for grapes.
You'll pay for grapes.
Apples.
You will pay for apples.
Things that God gave us for free.
No, you ponies didn't get this for free at all.
You will burn in hell when I'm through with
Nobody's
you.
burning in hell.
You will not be allowed in my father's
No,
house.
no,
At all.
At all.
You're
Right? So at the end of the day, when these ponies say that these games are selling more on PlayStation, these Xbox games are selling more on PlayStation, they need to make sense of it. PlayStation have no other option but to buy the game. So obviously it would sell more. Make it make sense, Dreamcast guy. Make it make sense.
And I think that they're following the money. I do think the fact that, honestly, Microsoft did not originally plan to be third party, but
if Microsoft was following the money, every single game going forward would be day one on PlayStation. And it's not. It is not. I'm yet to see Halo come to how it name PlayStation. The Halo that is rumored to be coming to PlayStation is a Halo that is 10 years old, right? I'm yet to see Starfield that we'll talk about. There's a rumor about Starfield, right? Grounded 2 is not on PlayStation. So if Microsoft was following the money, every single release from Avowed, thank you, all of these games are not on PlayStation. So the mere fact that it's not on PlayStation from day one doesn't necessarily mean they are only following the money, right? It means that here what they are showing Xbox gamers that they are getting the game first. They are getting it on Game Pass, and later down the road, if it makes sense, then they'll bring it to other platforms.
actually getting those big moolah bucks, now they realize, oh, PlayStation gamers buy stuff. Nintendo Switch 2 people buy stuff. People on Steam actually buy stuff, whereas Xbox gamers don't buy anything. So
Dreamcast guy smoked when he said that. You know that. If Xbox gamers don't buy anything, why is the option there, Dreamcast guy? Why are all these developers deciding to bring their games over to Xbox? Why did Kojima, as soon as he came out of the contract with Sony, ported his game over to Xbox? And a matter of fact, why is Helldivers 2 coming to if Xbox players don't buy any games? Why did Sony, with all the resources, don't know that? Why you, a mere crackhead, know that I'm being messy, right? But you understand what I'm saying? Sony is porting Helldivers 2 onto the Xbox platform. If what you were saying was correct, Dreamcast guy, then that is a waste of money what Sony is doing there, because no one on Xbox is going to buy Helldivers 2. Using your argument, correct? Oh, how stupid.
my thought, and the whole point of this video, is I want to take a look at the conversation around this, because some people are still trying to act like exclusives aren't that crucial to long-term.
Hey, Mr. Mattel Sincere. What up, Mr. Mattel? How you going, man? I hope you are doing okay. I hope you and the family is doing okay. Please talk about online censorship. I'll need to read up on that. I don't know what is this online censorship, but I need to read up on it. Send me the articles if you like me to cover it, Mr. Mattel.
Term success. I see a lot of people saying that even if they took a couple big tentpole things, if they took some really, really crazy stuff like Spider-Man and put it on Xbox, would that really hurt PlayStation? In my opinion, yes. Exclusives do matter. I've been spending this entire weekend playing Mario Galaxy on my Nintendo Switch 2 and having an absolute blast with it. And I got to be honest, if I could play that on my PlayStation, if I could play that on my PC, not emulated, you know what I mean? I'd probably be doing that. But because I can only play that on my Nintendo Switch 2, that's where I'm playing it. Exclusives are essential to sales success.
Not necessarily, Dreamcast guy. Where's Death Stranding 2? That's exclusive. Why isn't Death Stranding 2 destroying the sales chart? Why it's Forza? If exclusives were so important to PlayStation, let's use PlayStation. We cannot use Nintendo because Nintendo is an enigma. Nintendo is something that is special, right? We always know exclusives sell or sold well on Nintendo. But when it comes to Death Stranding 2, Death Stranding 2 is not constantly being played. And this is what PlayStation wants. PlayStation wants the monthly active users. They want more persons staying on their platform and paying and playing, right? But it's Death Stranding 2 is not doing it. Yes, it's good to appease the hardcore fans. However, it is not bringing in the constant gamers.
Yes. I mean, the main game I've been playing this year on my PlayStation 5, besides third-party stuff, has been Death Stranding 2, a place I can only play Death Stranding 2. Let's break it down.
No. PlayStation is the only place you can play Death Stranding 2 for now.
Let's take a look at these leaks, and let's take a look at a lot of the conversation around this. Hi, hope you're having a great day. I am Dreamcast Guy. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe. This chart we've actually looked at before, which is that this is why, honestly, I am still in a spot where I just don't think that PlayStation is going to get the sort of reward that Xbox did. Originally, Microsoft put just a couple games onto PlayStation, and they instantly took over the sales chart. When they dropped Sea of Thieves and Grounded onto PlayStation 5, those were the top selling games.
Because the reason why they were the top selling games is because the PlayStation community was dry for a number of months. Yeah, they were dry. Jamal Lee, what up? Who did I miss? Struggle Boxing, what up? Who did I miss? Guys, welcome to the stream. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed.
Instantly, because people are so curious. Oh, it's season 25 of Sea of Thieves. We have 7 years of content to explore in Sea of Thieves for $40. Of course I'm going to buy it. Whereas a lot of Xbox people just don't buy stuff. Look at this. Even the top.
But then why is Sony porting Helldivers 2 onto Xbox? If it is Xbox players don't buy stuff, why, for the first time in history, the Square Enix is saying they are no longer going to put exclusive games on PlayStation. They are going multi-platform. If it is exclusives is so important to the industry, then why is Square Enix going multi-platform? Make it make sense. Let me say welcome to Rain G4. What up, man? What up, Rain?
Top selling Xbox games are not in the top 20 overall monthly sales chart. People just don't buy games on Xbox. And even if it is on the top sales on that system,
you don't have any data to support that. You have no data to support that no one buys anything on Xbox. That's a lie. If that was true, then Sony would have never poured these games over to Xbox. Neither would any of these companies waste time and effort to bring any of their games to Xbox. But as far as I know, there is no major developer who is skipping Xbox to have the same sentiments here as Meth Head Guy.
Overall, the numbers are so incredibly low. I've seen a lot of people almost afraid of the idea of PlayStation going third party because Sony has definitely been.
And this is it. This is what it boils down to. There's a lot of ponies who are afraid. There are a lot of ponies who are right now gnashing their teeth because they can't understand why a 80 million shipped console is not enough for Sony. Why Sony need to put their games over to Xbox? After all, console sales is the best thing.
And testing the waters with putting PlayStation games in non-PlayStation spots. We saw stuff like Patapon is now on the Nintendo Switch and on Steam. Of course, we have been seeing the initiative where about 2 years after the game originally came out, they drop it onto Steam. In fact, a lot of the crazy stuff is that they've reported.
But I mean, who is going to play Patapon? let me ask the chat this. Is there anybody in the chat who is excited for Patapon? Who is waiting and lining up to play Patapon? Could anyone in the chat tell me who is I mean, I know I know there are I know there are persons who like those style of games, but let's be honest. The Xbox community, Patapon is not for that. Hey, Jim Ryan, yes, I would agree with that one. This is a stupid argument that Dreamcast guy is taking up from Colin Moriarty that Patapon is not on Xbox. No one wants Patapon. But King Trash and these other persons. Patapon?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's not easy, man. It's not easy.
It's stuff like God of War has sold tens of millions of copies on PC, which does make me think that Sony is probably going to really double down on making even bigger, more ambitious PC ports.
The thing is, Dreamcast guy and a lot of these armchair analysts, they don't have the data. They don't know what Sony is going to do. They don't know what it is Sony is seeing in the data. They are just thinking the old way, and they think that Sony will do the same, that these games shouldn't go to no other platform. The fact is that the PlayStation community is not enough. They are not enough to give the PlayStation executives the profits that they need.
I do think that we're going to keep seeing games go to PC. Ghost of Yotei obviously is going to be the big October release for the PlayStation 5. I would not be surprised if this time next year, like summer next year, we have a release date for Ghost of Yotei on PC. And I wouldn't even be surprised if it has some sort of special PC exclusive features, because I mean, that's where the money is at. PlayStation has realized they can double their profits with just 2 audiences, right? Whereas you don't get that same effect with Xbox.
So why are there, I mean, Ed, I keep asking the question. Dreamcast guy that met go to his head? If that is the fact that what you are talking about, Dreamcast guy, then why is Sony porting Helldivers 2? Why? Why do they have it even in the conversation? If Xbox players don't play games, why is Sony even considering paying a dude to strategize how to bring their games over to Xbox? I mean, think for 1 minute. Put on the crack pipe and think.
They actually really spent all that money to make it run as good as possible on an Xbox Series X or a Series S, although I don't even think it would run on the Series S. I just don't think it'd really be profitable for them. But I have seen a lot of people basically saying that the problem with PlayStation right now is that it does seem like in a lot of ways we've very much lost that essence of classic PlayStation. Things like this, in my opinion,
Dreamcast guys saying PlayStation lost the essence. They no longer have an essence on them.
are incredibly important. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's that I spent too much time in PlayStation forums and stuff, but it does feel like there used to be this sense that PlayStation was constantly churning out games. A 4-year development cycle, like people.
There is no need for PlayStation to put out first-party AAA bangers 4 in a year, because the PlayStation consoles is selling enough as it is. These consoles that PlayStation ponies love to boast about, first-party games ain't driving those sales. First-party PlayStation software games is not driving the success of PlayStation hardware. Casuals and the mindshare is doing that. So because PlayStation has the mindshare with the general public, because the majority of players currently are those who play casually, that is what is driving the sales. So if Sony is watching the data, then why do they need to invest so much money into first-party games? At this point, the first-party games for PlayStation is just to appease the ponies at this point. At this point, first party games, the God of Wars, the Horizon, is just to appease the hardcore, die-hard PlayStation ponies. But really and truly, where the money is really at is live service games and multiplat games. That is where the real money is. And PlayStation don't want to rip the band-aid off of you guys so much because guess what? God of War is a money trove sitting down on the shelf. If it is Sony decide to take God of War from off the shelf and put it onto another platform, it would make money. So Sony has money sitting down just waiting to be claimed. And the only reason why it is they have not done it yet is because of the outrage of the Xbox community. They have to rip this band-aid off slowly. They did it with Helldivers 2.
Can't even imagine this now, but you used to constantly be hearing about PlayStation exclusives. Now you're lucky if you hear about one every year, right? Even this, I'm also tired about the fact that all their games are multiplayer and live service. As much as I love some of the live service stuff they've done, I miss their focus on single player games. Tight, great stories, worlds I cared about. I mean, do you know how much the internet would break?
Stop crying, Dreamcast guys. Stop crying. The point is that you guys are looking for so many ways to try to spin that PlayStation is going to full third party and you don't know what to say again. That is why you are here crying that Xbox games don't sell, that PlayStation don't know what they're doing. They're not going to make this, they're not going to get the same returns as Xbox are getting with Forza and so forth. But at the end of the day, this strategy is working superbly well for Xbox, and PlayStation is envying that currently. Now, guys, there is a rumor going around that Starfield is coming to PlayStation. Let me see if I get that. Let me see if I get that article. Do I have that article up? No, I don't think I have this article up. I don't think I have the article up, guys. Let me see. Okay, let's not talk about that topic. I'll talk about that topic maybe in a video. Let's talk about more games coming to Xbox. You see, ponies don't want to admit it, but it's coming to pass. It's coming to pass. Look at this here. Rumor. Sony is planning to bring more PlayStation 5 games to Xbox. We are living in strange time, folks. Hot on the heels of the job listing that talked about hiring an executive to work on PlayStation multi-platform strategy. New rumors are indeed suggesting that the Japanese game maker has plans to bring more games to Xbox. Now, the PlayStation community would love to believe that this is Xbox, that this is like games as a service games only. It goes on to say that this is coming from a well-known leaker, Nady Haight, who has taken to social media to definitively state that more Sony games will come to Xbox. Yes. When pressed on whether this would be Sony's full slate or just live service titles, the insider added that they don't have any specifics to share at present. Right? So this was the tweet that would have sparked that, right? So, and this is what has the entire PlayStation community in an uproar. These guys are looking for all sorts of narratives to try to figure out what Sony is doing. Sony just want their games to sell more. That's simply it. Nady Haight goes on to stress that they don't know which PlayStation games will come, just that Sony has plans to bring more stuff over following the recent announcement of Helldivers 2. It's worth keeping any other expectations in check, especially in regards to Sony's big franchises like Uncharted, Last of Us, and God of War. Yeah, they're all coming. All of this is coming. All of it. And as always, this is just a rumor. at the moment and should be taken as such as for now. Of course, we have had hard evidence that Sony's plans, thanks to the recent job listing, but anything coming out of the back of that should definitely be taken with a pinch of salt. Times do seems to changing, though, and we expect the landscape will look a lot different next generation. Yeah. So more games are coming. Nady Hage went on record to say it's not the full slate, but persons don't realize that the full slate is coming with the new hardware that Microsoft would be producing, right? But seeing all of this happening, guys, I think the PlayStation community deserve to apologize to the Xbox community, because when the Xbox games went over to PlayStation, these guys would have said it's because the box was not selling. That was the narrative. Pony said that the Xbox was not selling. That is why games are coming over to PlayStation. Well, it's looking like Doc Dark would have made an apology video. He being a pony butt, as he calls himself, and he's apologizing to the Xbox community. He's apologizing to everyone who he would have said is doing foolishness with this multi-platform strategy. Listen to Doc here.
What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 1985. There's levels to this. I think there's no secret that I'm known as a pony bot, right? I have been labeled a pony bot plenty of times.
Let it come out, Doc.
People say that I don't have loyalty to one brand or one console or anything like that. For as many times as people want to claim that I am loyal to one thing, you'll see other people saying that I'm a pony bot and that I'm not loyal. So again, I can't be Xbox centric and be a pony bot at the same time. So you got to pick one. But for today's video, I'm going to say that I'm a pony bot. And because I'm a pony bot, I'm going to speak for the ponies out there. I'm going to speak on behalf of all the ponies out there, and I'm going to...
Not one pony, not one, came out and said that they miscalculated on what Xbox was doing. Not one of them said that. These guys said Xbox was going multi-plat. This was their narrative for the best part of 2 months or 3 months. No, more than that. It could be about half of the year. Xbox is going multi-plat, the whole slate, all of that rubbish. And guess what? Sony is doing the same thing, and these guys are mute, with the exception of a few like Porter Rock and also that emergency guy, Emmanuel guy, sorry. All of these guys, all of these ponies are now saying it's a good thing that Sony is going multi-plat. All of these guys now, the same guys who would have criticized Microsoft, is now saying that Sony is giving Microsoft gamers a taste so they could come over, to PlayStation. All these foolish narratives, but none of it is sticking.
Do something that should have been done at the beginning of this week when the Helldivers news dropped. Okay, now you know what that is,
guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Let's see if we can get the stream up to 50 likes.
We're gonna hold ourselves accountable, PlayStation fans.
Yeah.
I'm a PlayStation fan just like you today.
Somebody have to hold these ponies accountable. J-Dub, hold on to this. Accountability is calling you.
Oh, good. One and done. He ain't getting up.
What?
You guys need to hold on to this slap because you were all wrong.
Hey, yeah, I'm a pony bot. Remember, you gave me that. I played Ratchet and Clank. I beat it. Days Gone, I beat it. Ghost of Tsushima, I played it, beat it, right? I couldn't finish Ragnarok. But if I gotta finish Ragnarok to keep my pony bot title, then I'll grit through it. The game is trash. But anyway, back to the point. This is what should have been done at the beginning of this week.
Yeah.
Oh, Horizon Forbidden West, I beat that as well. Okay, a lot of you haven't even beat that, so don't even at me. Back to the beginning of this week, when the news dropped of everything that PlayStation is doing, every single PlayStation fan, Sony pony,
Yeah.
pony bot, people in between, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We should have apologized.
Mm-hmm.
We should have gone on record like I'm doing now, been held accountable as a man, and we should have apologized to the Boomsticks of the world. Shout out to Boomstick. The Dirt Griggities of the world. Shout out to Dirt Griggity.
Yep.
The Iron Lord podcast of the world, especially King David. Shout out to him and the whole panel. The Ray Rays of the world. We should apologize to him as well. The On Point of the world. Shout out to C Money and Doodle. The Hargies of the world. We should apologize to him. The Colts of the world. The Gases of the world. We should have apologized to every Xbox centric.
Where is my name, Doc? Why aren't you naming me? I feel offended. Doc, what's going on here?
You can't do this to me. I started this company. You know how much I
sacrificed, Doctor. Yo, that's me, man.
Podcast that said time.
Yo, P-Lump, what up, man? P-Lump, what up, man? P-Lump, thanks for that $2 dono, man. And P-Lump is saying to stop everything and play that theme song. Well, you know we have to do it, man. We have to do it, P-Lump. Let's get it, man. Let's do it. Let's get it. Come on, Xbox team. These guys are getting on in this video. I go on and on. Come on. Copyright. Yo, thank you for that $2 dono, P-Lump. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Doc, I feel appalled. Why are you not also name dropping me? But continue.
Games are changing, and that's why Xbox is pivoting the way it was pivoting. Oh, you see, I believed you. I believed you, Sony fan.
Sony, Twitter, or on the YouTube that has the class to apologize. They don't have the class to apologize that hear what they were wrong and that Sony is doing the exact same thing. So I am sure that I'm speaking for all those in the Xbox community. We appreciate the apology in behalf of these ponies, but that still is not going to stop the slap from hitting these ponies' face.
Oh, good one and done.
Get up,
he ain't getting up.
Right.
I agreed. Times aren't changing. Times are changing for Xbox. Sony is still keeping its strategy because it's dominating its console sales. Well,
nope.
Times are changing for PlayStation 2.
Times are changing for PlayStation 2. Selling 100 million console is not enough. That is proven. It's just simply not enough. All the ponies that are putting so much emphasis on console sales are seeing very clear that that is not enough to get the profits that Sony needs.
Clearly, times are changing. It is not enough, apparently. Or maybe it is. No, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not that they're not making money.
With 80 million consoles sold, taking the ponies talking point, Sony has no right to be porting these games over to PC or to Xbox or Nintendo. 80 million consoles sold. Why are they doing that? It is because it is not enough. That is very clear. It is not enough. I don't know how, again, I could say it to you, ponies. It's simply not enough. Shout out to who else? Right? It's just not enough. Who else? If Sony have 80 million consoles sold, guys, that's a point in each other there. If PlayStation has all of these consoles sold, they have no right to port these games over to Xbox. A console that is dying. A console, quite frankly, according to Method Guy, is dead. Why is Sony porting these games over to Xbox? Who else? You a pony. I mean, we can understand why Xbox is doing it based on your argument. Y'all are saying that Xbox is doing it because they are not selling console, right? So we understand that. But why is Sony doing it? And that is very clear. Sony is telling all you ponies who would have capped for this console sales, you are not enough.
Right? They're breaking records apparently, but it's just not enough. Or maybe they just want, maybe it is enough. They just want more, but times are changing.
Times are changing.
And all these Xbox.
The only person who ain't changing are these ponies. These ponies still want to remain old and they want to remain crackheads.
I need one, big dog. Man, get out my phone, man.
Who else? Look at you guys here, man.
Damn, man. Goddamn, look here. Big dog.
Look at these. You guys are old.
Don't turn on me now, big dog. I need you. Man, get off my porch, man.
Get off the porch, man.
I'm trying to get away, cuz. All right, big dog. I'm trying to get some, big dog.
Oh, yes.
Xbox-centric podcasts have been saying this. Man, they right. Man, they right. Oh, man. What are we going to do? I think Destin also said it, right? Times are changing. And I remember watching PlayStation podcasts, and they were like, no, it's not. Only Xbox times are changing. Sony's.
Yes, I remember that. If you ask a pony right now, they would say nothing is wrong with PlayStation. PlayStation is doing everything correct. In a pony mind, you would hear that. A pony will never admit that Sony has to change. If not, they will be left in the dirt. They will never admit that. Guaranteed.
Times aren't changing. Well, guess what? Everybody's changing now. They were right. And it's okay to admit when somebody else is right. So, to all the Xbox-centric podcasts out there, from the Pony Nation, okay, I'm representing all the PlayStation ponies right now. Don't worry about what they say in the comments. No, he's not representing me. Yes, I am. I'm representing you. You've called me a pony bot before. All the PlayStation fans, we humbly apologize and we admit how stupid we were in not believing that the entire industry was changing. We admit how stupid we were in trying to...
Stupid ponies. Nothing is wrong with Sony. Sony is doing... Listen to me. All this time, Sony is doing all of that. Guys, Tim Dog have been dancing since last week. Tim Dog is trying to dance his way back into the community.
Let's go!
Timmy! Tim! Tim Dog dance, man! You never know Tim Dog can move so free, man! Come on, Tim Dog!
Come on!
Tim Dog!
Come on!
Come on, man!
I see you, Pat!
We going here popping back, y'all! I am fast, I can move! Come on! Make some noise, man! And he's doing it on Juneteenth too. Yo! Hey.
Compare PlayStation to Nintendo. Did you know that Mario Kart World sold like almost like a 1-to-1 ratio with the Nintendo Switch? And Sony could never. We admit how stupid we were in only focusing on Xbox and not focusing on our own platform. This pony bot says, we're sorry. You were right. Doc 195. There's levels to this.
Level to this.
We out. Peace.
So listen to me, that was a well done video there by Doug. God show him some love, man. But at the end of the day, ponies are eating their words. Ponies in the chat like who else? Ponies all over the internet, they are eating what they would have said. And because they said it so loudly, they now have to recant. They now have to buck dance. They now have to look for ways to spin. Now, some ponies are not doing any spin. Puerto Rock is outright coming out and say that the PlayStation community was basically clowning the Xbox community because Xbox was going third party, right? But now we are seeing that, guess what? PlayStation is doing this exact same thing now. You cannot tell me that you are putting out a job listing there. You're paying someone almost $250,000 just to port games as a service. That don't make sense. It don't make sense. What up, Yataza? What up, my brother? How you going? What up, Anonymous Boss? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys and the family are doing all right. But yeah, I mean, you cannot convince me that Sony is not looking at the dominance that Microsoft has on their platform. You cannot convince me that Sony is not strategizing how they can do the same thing. Because this is what Sony does. Sony copy what Microsoft is doing. They copy Nintendo, right? What up, Bounty? What up? Who else am missing there? Professor Strong GM 90. What up? What up, guys? Hit the like button. You guys just came in. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. But yes, Sony is changing. Sony is changing because they have to change. Their profits is not where they want it to be. That's clear, right? The PlayStation community is not buying the games like they used to buy it. And because of that, that is why we are seeing what is going on today. Look at the success of Forza. Are you telling me that Microsoft is not going to do that again? If Forza, a 4-year-old game, a 5-year-old game could sell that well, why wouldn't Microsoft would be foolish not to bring more games to PlayStation? Increase those margins. When those margins increase, they can justify Game Pass getting what they are getting. You understand? I mean, I don't know why these phonies don't think it makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense. Guys, let's look at one more video and let's see why it is Microsoft is going to bring more games. Now, for now, it's a rumor, but let's see what this rumor is about with Starfield going to PlayStation. We know Starfield did a lot on Xbox. Starfield increased Game Pass. Starfield sold a lot. It also had, I believe, 20 million players. Starfield really did destroy, just as how we predicted. Starfield was truly a game unlike any other game, right? But let's see what Starfield is, what rumor is about Starfield. Let me just say shout out to Yataza with that 9 months being a member. Yataza is saying, I love that Sony made ponies eat humble. Yes, they are eating humble pie. And let me just say that we will see how they will eat even more humble pie. Bounty. With 10 months being a member, Microsoft is getting that money and they want that. Of course. Come on. That is obvious. That they are seeing what Microsoft is doing and also they want that money. But guys, look at this game. If this rumor is true, this is another game that will completely dominate the PlayStation platform. Look at this here. Listen.
An entire stream. Joke's on you, my friend. Joke's on you. We actually have a...
Let me just pause and just take that super chat. Let me say shout out to Anonymous Boss. Anonymous Boss say, Big sickness, my brother. Big sickness. Yeah. So there's a rumor that Starfield is coming to PlayStation. And what makes this so sweet, guys? Hear what makes this even sweeter. What makes this sweet is that Starfield was a game that a lot of these ponies would have said all sorts of stuff about Starfield. Shout out to Anonymous Boss, gifted one member. Thank you for that one gifted Anonymous Boss. Thank you for that. But Starfield was one of the games that the PlayStation community would have said all sorts of things with. When Starfield came out, guys, I remember these guys were complaining about invisible walls. You can't walk from one end of the planet to the other end of the planet. That was one argument. Another argument was that I remember Grums said that the title screen for Starfield is so basic. That means it's going to be a boring game. I remember the one guy, as I said last week, that Starfield is not a good game because you can't land on gas planets. You all remember that? You can't land on gas planets. You can't land on a fart. Yo, these guys were hating on Starfield so much. So seeing that the PlayStation community was hating on Starfield, I can't wait until Starfield dominates that platform. Listen.
Story today, we actually have something to talk about. Article posted on MP First this morning at 9:38 a.m., right before the stream started. Report: Starfield PS5 release plan for 2026 alongside expansion number 2. Now, as you know,
if Forza did what it did to the PlayStation platform, beating back every single PlayStation game, I could only imagine what Starfield is going to do. Once Microsoft push the advertising for Starfield is going to shut down the PlayStation network. Shut it down.
We've done a few segments talking about how bizarre it is that Starfield was
every rumor is true, by the way. Every rumor is true.
Completely ignored at the Xbox showcase, just not given the time of day, not mentioned. And they are supposed to have an annual expansion.
Yeah.
So they, of course, had Shattered Space last year, but they've had nothing this year. Yeah. They've announced nothing so far this year, even though back in March they...
Let me just say shout out to all the guys who were super chatting. Shout out to you. I mean, I did not play the song, but let's get this train going, man. We have to... Shout out to Anonymous Boss. Shout out to Bounty. We have to get the train going. Come on, man. One green. One green, man. Green is green. Come on. Come on. Hey, they can't stop, man. Stop destroy the PlayStation network. Yo! Shout out to you guys, man.
Said we have lots of exciting things to planned to share later this year. And as of right now, there's been nothing. But this report would suggest it's because it's gotten delayed and pushed back. Hopefully because it's so good, right? While more and more Xbox games are being released on PS5, one Xbox exclusive game that still hasn't been announced for PS5 is BGS's Starfield.
The amount of rumors about Starfield was fake. I remember when the same Lady Hate said that Starfield would have come down, would have released on PlayStation last year, 2024, and that didn't happen. There was a battle between insiders. It was Jess Corden saying, no, he is not hearing anything about Starfield coming to PlayStation. And then we had Lady Hate, this was early last year, saying, yes, it's coming, but it didn't come in 2024. It didn't come. So there has been a lot of false rumors of Starfield going to PlayStation in the past. Let's see if this rumor turns out to be true. Neo Moon, what up, man? Who did I miss here? Well, I said shout out to Bounty. I said shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to all you guys, man, in the chat.
Given Microsoft's multi-platform publishing stance, it's just a matter of when the sci-fi RPG will be available on Sony's console rather than if it will ever be released. For those on PS5 hoping to play Starfield on their console this year, that won't be happening just yet.
So no Starfield will be releasing in 2025 based on this rumor. So that will be how many years Starfield was exclusive? It would have been what, 3 years? Is that 3 years or is that 2 years, guys? When did Starfield come out? Can't remember. But that's a considerable amount of years for that Starfield. And remember, there were also rumors that Sony wanted to keep Starfield exclusive for their platform. But I mean, Microsoft, that's 3 years. Yeah, big money. Yeah, 3 years. Starfield was there's no Bosch Red is saying 2 years. Is it 2 years or is it 3 years? We're in 2025. It came out 2023. So that is, oh yes, and it will be releasing 2026. No, Bosch Red, he's right. So it will be releasing in 2026. So it will just be around 3 years. It was exclusive for the Xbox.
To our sources, MP First was told that Starfield won't be released in 2025, partly due to the RPG's weak sales of the first expansion, Shattered Space. Instead, Microsoft is leaning towards releasing the PS5 version in spring of 2026. For those not in the US, spring starts in the middle of March and runs to mid to late June. From what we were told, Starfield's release on PS5 is planned to coincide with the game's second expansion and other quality of life updates. We are also not expecting any announcement about the PS5 version of the game at this August's Gamescom, so don't expect it to be over or to be shadow dropped like BGS's Oblivion Remastered release a few months ago, which is something we reported on accurately for anybody keeping score. So expecting it to come in the spring and be there like April, potentially shadow drop. And then it's paired with the second expansion. And my prediction, you guys know, my prediction has been, oh, the candle. You're right. Of course. How could I forget? My prediction from the beginning has been that they were going to release it on PS5 as a complete edition. And it was going to be basically like both expansions. Maybe they throw in some creations credits and stuff, but I think they sell it for full price. They said they're not doing this is actually funny. So my original prediction was that they were going to release the complete edition of Starfield on PS5 at $80. Xbox then updated their pricing.
Ooh, that price song's nice. That price song's crispy. $80. Ooh, these ponies will eat that up. And they should do a deluxe edition. A deluxe edition for the ponies, charging them, let's say, $120. Guys, should the deluxe edition of Starfield be $100, or should it be $120, or should it have a standard edition at $80? They should have a deluxe at $100, and they should have a exclusive pony edition you missed out for $150. Woo, woo, woo! These ponies would eat that up, man. You all saw how they ate up the Forza Horizon Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe Edition for Forza was at one point in time #1. So, I mean, yeah, man. They should be charged a $150 premium for the pony you missed out. This is what you missed out. Ooh, Microsoft would make bank on that, man. Come on, Microsoft, do it. You know you can get away with it, man. Do it.
And said, we're not doing our holiday AAA stuff or premium products at $80. They said, this holiday, we are not moving to $80. So I retracted my prediction. I said, okay, I think they'll do Starfield Complete Edition PS5 and both expansions.
Yeah, but not because they retract their $80 means that they won't have a special edition. Ponies deserve a special edition of Starfield. The chat is saying $100 to $150. We need to charge these ponies as much as possible. They have to pay.
Thank you. You're making us pay for water, you son of a...
Everything. You have to pay for everything.
You're making us pay for grapes.
Wait till you see Starfield.
Apples.
Yeah, and
things that God gave us for free.
You ain't getting it for free.
Ha!
That's
You will burn in hell when I'm through with you.
No one is burning
You
in
will
hell.
not be allowed in my father's house
You
at all.
at all.
You're
Yeah, these ponies
included
are
for
going to
full
pay.
price. I thought that was going to be 80. They're saying they're not going to 80
They are
yet.
going to
So
pay.
they'll do it at 70. But if they're pushing it to spring of next year,
Spring,
they
yeah.
might go up to 80 for that.
Ooh! That will be diabolical on Microsoft part. Think about it, guys. Think about Xbox gamers having Starfield day one on Game Pass 3 years ago, and then it releases in the spring of 2026, and PlayStation gamers have to pay $80 for Starfield. Listen, and if they want the deluxe edition, they pay $100. And if they want the edition that has everything, they spend $150. That would be the icing on the cake. You ponies would have to pay full price, just the way I like it. I mean, and I would have covered for years, guys. I would have covered how these ponies was dogging. Look at this old video. Guys, this is an old video of mine. This video have only 267 views on it. This was when I just started making content on this channel. When I said Starfield is unstoppable. Listen to this video that I made. Listen to this. Ever since Todd Howard said this,
Starfield is exclusive to Xbox.
It is exclusive.
It's officially
Xbox
already.
PC, yep. Yes.
It's exclusive.
I get it. So
the PlayStation community has been trying everything in their power to discredit Starfield. When I say everything, I mean everything. They have said Starfield only runs at 4K 30 frames per second. Right, so this was JW here. Spoiler alert, Starfield runs at 30 FPS. So this video was these guys said everything under the sun about Starfield. They said how it lags. They said how it didn't get 10 out of 10. It runs at 1269p. All sorts of these things. This is what they said about Starfield. Look at it a year ago. They have said Starfield menu screen is appalling. This is Grums. Grums would have said that the start screen of the game can reveal a lot about how rushed the team was and how much pride they took in their work. Starfield start screen either shows hasty shipping deadlines by a passionate team overworked. So this was Grums. They complained about the frame rates, they complained about the visuals, they complained about the starting screen. Listen, they have said that Baldur's Gate 3 will completely annihilate. They said Baldur's Gate 3 was the best thing. They had a side-by-side comparison between Baldur's Gate and Starfield. Listen to me, they said everything about Starfield. They have said Starfield has no ads. They said Microsoft wants Starfield to die. They are not advertising Starfield. I can say finally came across a sponsored TikTok. They said so many things about Starfield. Let me say shout out to P-Lump. Hey, P-Lump, shout out to you. Thanks for that $2 super chat. P-Lump is saying, let me just put it up here. P-Lump is saying, I've been said Starfield is game of the generation. Yeah, it is. Starfield hurt the PlayStation community really, really bad, P-Lump. Really bad. This thing in the known book, these Sony fans, these ponies, these sick ponies have said all sorts of things just to reduce the hype and to make persons feel not to buy Starfield. But despite what, Starfield is more popular, persons are more excited than ever before for this game. So what would they come up with next? Well, just recently, someone leaked over 40 minutes of gameplay. You remember when this guy stole the first edition of Starfield? And now the Sony fans are saying this leak shows that Starfield is going to be a terrible game. No one will buy it. No one should buy it because it's terrible. Let's see how they again have exposed themselves and shows very clear that Starfield is unstoppable no matter what they say or do to try to stop it. This is Island Gaming with G, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's talk about another episode.
This was before I had the intro, guys.
At this ponies.
This was before I had the intro.
So with just 9 days to go, we are seeing Starfield reach an all-time high when it comes to excitement, when it comes to hype. We are seeing persons basically selling their PlayStation.
So, I mean, these guys said so many things about Starfield. So many things these guys said about Starfield. I'm trying to remember. There was even a guy interviewing persons about Starfield and how he was so hyped for Starfield. Is it this here, boy? Is it this? Yeah, it is. It's this one. Look at this one here, guys.
And an entire
What's a different plan is making. Yeah. Look.
Is excited for Starfield. Listen.
Starfield!
I love Starfield.
Starfield!
What's up, guys? It's me, Kareem Joby, and are you going to try out Starfield?
Yeah, it looks great. I can't wait to play it.
I'm excited. You're excited for Starfield? Congratulations, guys.
This man was on the streets talking to people about Starfield and persons. It's amazing how many persons was excited for Starfield. I couldn't believe all these students knew about Starfield.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Starfield looks beautiful.
So, are you guys going to try Starfield?
Yeah, it looks really cool. I would definitely try it. I mean, going to different planets, making your own little world, that's cool.
So, what do you guys think of Starfield?
It's really good. Can't wait to play it. Yeah, we can't wait.
Are you going to try Starfield?
Of course.
What do you like most about it?
Starfield was a huge game. Starfield was a big. That's what I'm telling you guys. That is why I know Starfield is going to dominate the PlayStation platform. Because there are a lot of ponies on the PlayStation side that love Bethesda games. That's a fact. These ponies are only playing like if Bethesda is not a good studio, but these guys love Bethesda games. They love the Elder Scrolls, they love the Fallouts, they love Starfield.
It's an open world game, which is awesome. It's like super innovative, and just like since it took so long to make, like it has to be like years of hard work. So
What's your favorite thing about it?
just like exploring all the worlds and how like creative and cool it looks inside.
Are you guys
Look at this.
So I'm gonna try
Look
to
at this one here, guys.
Even right here in my country, we were so inspired by Starfield. We are building a rocket.
Scientists in Trinidad and Tobago believe they can build a rocket to go to the sun. Scientists in the United States said it is impossible that a rocket cannot go to the sun, it will be melted. The scientists of Trinidad and Tobago said they are not going in the day, they are going in the night.
We are going in the
So guys, listen to me. Starfield is going to destroy the PlayStation platform when it launches. You guys heard that joke? We are not going in the sun in the day. When we go in the day, we'll be melted. We'll be going in the night. Hey, listen to me. That used to be my old video, guys. You guys, listen to me. Go back into my old stuff. You will see how many great videos it have back then, right? That's when I used to get like 50 views and so forth. But guys, this was a great stream. Starfield is rumored to be coming to PlayStation. When it does, this would be another W for Microsoft, another W for Xbox gamers, because all of that cash that was sitting there on the PlayStation side will be coming over to Xbox. That will bring more games onto Game Pass for us, right? More games, guys. I sure you would admit that this year on Game Pass was one of the craziest year. Game Pass is really, really doing it for those who are subscribed to Game Pass. So, guys, thank you for rocking out with me. We spoke about a lot. We spoke about how Dreamcast guy have a new spin on these games coming over from PlayStation to Xbox. He's saying that Xbox gamers are getting old games, bad games. They are leaving the good games over on PlayStation. We also saw how Phil Spencer was right. When Phil Spencer said that building great games is not going to convince persons to go over to another platform, he was right. He was absolutely right. Forza proved it. 3 million persons was on PlayStation waiting for Forza to come across, and they would have never sold their PlayStation, buy an Xbox to play that game. So Phil Spencer, and that statement is right in hindsight, right? So, I mean, it goes without saying that right now we are eating. Let's see what this week's will give us. Let's see what craziness will happen this week in the Xbox community, in the PlayStation, for the PlayStation ponies. What will happen this week? We don't know. But guys, if it is something happened that I missed it, send it to me. You can go on my YouTube, you can tag it, and send these stories to me, and I will cover it in a video. Or, depending if it's very surprising or it's a big news, I will come the following evening and we'll have a live stream on it. Yeah? So guys, you guys be safe. Thank you for all the support. Bounty, Anonymous Boss, P-Lump. Guys, P-Lump is growing. P-Lump have a beautiful channel. Support P-Lump. P-Lump is really putting the boot on these ponies' neck. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Sosuke Aizen, Yataza, Dolomite, B Big Money saying, don't forget Grid Show tomorrow. I know you guys always support Gritty. I can't pronounce that name right. Gritty, Grit GD. Dirt. Shout out to Dirt, man. Gulag Po, what up? Shout out to you. Struggle Boxing, shout out to you. So Hazard, all of these guys, all of you guys, shout out to you guys. Thank you for all the support. Guys, don't forget to put God first and mankind after. Guys, be safe out there. Don't forget to tell your family that you love them. That's the end of it. Take it easy. Later.